Hi Pisces, we're going to do your weekly reading beginning March 30th, 31st into April the 5th. All time is fluid, so wherever you find yourself on the timeline listening to this is exactly when you need to hear it the most. And the internet has been playing up all week, so slow uploads. But here we are, Pisces. How are you feeling? If the message doesn't resonate, please go and check out your other natal placements, okay? So Pisces is your sun sign, which represents the core essence and energy embodiment that you are born into in this world. It is your gift that you give the world. It is the lessons that you master your whole life to truly get to a point of mastery of what that is. In astrology theory, there's an idea perhaps that we are born at the opposite end of our zodiac, okay, so that we gradually make the stages to our core, to meet our soul essence. Pisces, like the other water signs, obviously represents the emotional body. However, they differ, okay, where Scorpio is the steam pool above a volcano, mastering the essence of fire and water combined, the steam that sits atop. That is a nourishing point that sits atop some deeper, potent primal energies, if you like. Cancer is the river, which ultimately symbolizes the moving times, the change. You know that we are never the same, no matter where we find ourselves. If you revisit a spot in the river, it will ultimately be different, you know, it will, and we are like that too, okay? Pisces is represented by the ocean, Pisces, okay? The ocean, we know very little about as human beings. We know that it houses a whole other world, okay? So that is you. And I'm sure there are many Pisces out there that are ultimately fascinated with the realms of, you know, multidimensional existence and other worlds and other places other than here. You are the dreamers of the zodiac, and in the dream state we explore the subconscious, the depths. That is huge. So it's about mastering that emotional body, okay? That is a key. Are you afraid of your emotions, Pisces? You know that you feel it to your depths, and very often humanity as a whole, we've been conditioned in our society to suppress emotions, which are ultimately the key creative points of manifestation, of understanding self, of really getting intimate with our triggers, our wounds, our greatest joys. So giving ourselves permission to experience emotion is a very natural process of even having access to any of that, okay? We can live on the surface, we can live on the land, Pisces, or we can venture deep within the ocean. Let's see how you're feeling this week. Can you tell? It's been a very deep philosophical week for a lot of the zodiac readings. What were you last week? Your theme was moving from darkness into light. Darkness into light. And from the depths of the ocean we carry to ground down onto land the wisdom of the subconscious. That's deep. Let's have a look, my fish friends. Abundance. Look at you grow and glow. Abundance, Pisces. Now, it goes without saying, I'm speaking to a couple of different Pisces that are either feeling abundant or the others that are wondering how to create abundance. Who got this week? Did abundance come up as a theme? In the mastery of abundance, you know, it is in times like this that we can ultimately completely let go of. That is the gift. We can completely let go of the lower fear attachments, the false sense of power attachments that we have to what abundance truly is. At the end of the day, yes, I'm not doubting the fact that many of us out there are facing quite challenging times when it comes to our financial security, because we are all finding ourselves in isolation, unable to go to work, waiting on word about what happens next, okay? It goes without saying, Pisces, that the reality is about facing our challenges in that regard. However, do you have your health? Are you surrounded by your family? Are they safe and well? And just for today, can you choose to experience peace and gratitude? Then perhaps you are far more abundant than you allowed yourself the permission to feel. Abundance. All right, let's look at the colors. We're really working with some solar plexus energy there. That is the light of the sun. Your solar plexus ultimately is your life force, Pisces. It is the house and home of our empowerment, not power, empowerment, which ultimately fuels all else. It gives us great clarity to be open to receive the abundance that is available to us always. What is in your hands that is ultimately blocking you from receiving abundance? How much of the past do you need to release when it comes to attachment, fears, ideas, the plans you had before the world pressed pause and you had to address this within you? This is a perfect time for many of us to really assess the fruits of thy labor. Look at it. What is it that you are harvesting from this lesson, from this week? What are you harvesting materialistically? What are you taking with you that you can ultimately change and form new perceptions, new sight, a higher knowing that's represented by the purple third eye chakra? What are you willing to receive? This is an abundant time for you if you so choose, my dear Pisces. There is a brand new era and dawn. And in every way, Pisces, you know what? You, more than anyone, must let go of the energy ties to the old world, because it is what is represented by you. We are now stepping into the age of Aquarius. This is a new dawn. We are redefining perhaps every single concept and layer and fibre of our society, being, beliefs, higher ideals, understandings of what it is to be abundant. We are redefining success. We're not in the industrial age anymore. We've moved through the technological age. And in many ways, we are linked into the old worlds and ancient ways of healing. It is in the depths of the subconscious, the gift of Pisces can offer us understandings of the unseen. What did we not see? In amongst all our learnings, all our growing, all our perceptions of abundance, Pisces, what did we not see that we can now see from a higher view, thanks to the age of Aquarius that is making itself known? Abundance is for all. It is not about false senses of material security, power, definitions about what it is to feel abundant. We are really transforming abundance at its core. And perhaps that always existed, Pisces, and it was for us to receive it as the gift that ultimately is the sustenance that is our life force. We are abundant in many, many ways. Oh, they've just been so deep this week, these readings. Let's do a little shuffle, my friends, and try and get some light and humour into here. I'm going to be doing monthly readings as well, which you will see slowly filter across the Facebook page and YouTube channel as the channel grows. I'm actually feeling quite good about the venture. It's been challenging, I must admit, when it comes to being able to kick this little project off, simply because of the circumstances we all find ourselves in. I'm either making them really late at night or during the day when my son has a nap, and that is all. So for those that have been messaging, I am sorry that I haven't been able to reply. I'm really crunching time this week, just trying to get videos done and My hope ultimately was to completely be able to still fulfill my business goals. But like all of us, we've been really stripped to the bare about what we can do, what we are able to do under our newfound circumstances and whatnot. So how do you adapt to the abundance of change that is around you, Pisces? How are you adapting, receiving, giving? What are you harvesting? What wisdoms are you harvesting from all of this? Okay, there's a lot of wisdoms here for you to be able to harvest from. And yes, there's a lot of material security as well. All right, I'm not going to even let that old world energy frequency go when it comes to abundance, because we still live in a world that ultimately is defined by financial security in order to live the life, to be able to be the givers that we are, to experience reality in its current form. And until reality in its current form changes, then we're always going to need material security to be able to sustain us on our primal levels, our base chakra levels. I'm going to take that. 3 of Wands, which really tells the story of abundance in many ways. You are waiting for something to come in, Pisces. You've put an intention out there, you've put some manifestation energy out there, you've put a prayer out there. You are waiting for it to come in. You are feeling conflicted by the slow and steady progress that you have made so far when it comes to what it is that you feel is ultimately out of your control. Home and hearth, you're 1111, you're awakening. All right? Under the deck is the 2 of Wands. This is a time to be hopeful though. If you are not feeling abundant and genuinely connecting into the many multi-dimensional layers of what this actually can mean, it is more than just the harvest, okay? Be grateful for the journey and the wisdoms and the learning that has happened along the way. There's something here to be received for you this week. And it ultimately points to the strong foundations that are important to you when it comes to emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, feeling excited about life again. On the table, 3 of Wands, 5 of Wands. What crowns it is the 4 of Wands. What is the base is the 4 of Coins. The 7 of Coins, the 6 of Coins, 2 of Coins, 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and like I said, on the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Wands. I'm connecting into a Pisces that ultimately feels like there's some internal conflict about feeling optimistic about the next steps. You are redefining the 4 walls, the foundation of what abundance means to you. Rightly so, we are all in times now where we are having to do so. We are redefining what success means. We are redefining what security and stability means. In many ways, there's a lot of things that we're not ready to let go of. Hey, Pisces. Old plans, old dreams, an old sense of security and what abundance means for you, perhaps. There's something here that needs to be let go of. But I also feel like I need to tell you there is something here that is tangible, that is worth holding on to, because you are in review mode. The 7 of Coins is not the 10 of Coins. It is a progress mark in the timeline that ultimately invites us in to see how far we have come, Pisces. When it comes to financial security, when it comes to setting up strong foundations for your future, okay? How far do you feel you have come on the journey to abundance? And are you feeling abundant? It's a very simple question. There's genuine progress here. And perhaps you're punishing yourself because it is not the 10 of Coins and it's only the 7. But you know what? There are others that only have the 2. Or the 3. They're only just beginning. The reason I say it like that is because there's conflict here about opportunity, like I said. This is internal. The 5 of Wands is, we feel that the circumstances surrounding us are far bigger than what they really are. And it's sometimes, actually it is all the time, when we go in, that we actually discover the truth, that the only person we are really fighting is ourselves. When it comes to how much we are willing to let go, release, when it comes to choosing to feel optimistic, when it comes to actually making the choice to put that out there, whatever the case may be. that saying, thought, prayer, meditation is great and all, but it is action that ultimately counts in the eyes of the universe. There's a lot of action going on within Pisces which feels conflicting, but one small step, and that can be something like a phone call, that can be something like writing down a plan, that can be reaching out. Okay, there's Pisces out there that are either feeling conflicted because something hasn't begun, something hasn't returned as quickly as they wanted. That might be the affections of another, that might be a business venture, that might be where you currently sit financially when it comes to house costs, okay, and what is actually probably perhaps costing you more than what you're able to output at the moment. And that storyline would match many. We are all in the same boat in many ways, Pisces. What I do want to say to those that are actually genuinely concerned about the costs of living and being able to meet, feeling conflicted because, there's perhaps no reason to feel optimistic at the minute when it comes to the tangible financial channels in which that we actually build a life, create a life, sustain our current lifestyle. Many of us have had to go and take back, reassess what we're investing in. Okay, I do want to say for the Pisces out there that are resonating to that frequency, that storyline, the money is there for you. Okay, for other Pisces that I'm connecting into that are perhaps focused on love, feeling emotionally fulfilled, questioning the conflicts that ultimately are holding you back from feeling optimistic about a connection, marriage, relationship, whatever the case may be, family dynamic. You are about to ask for equal reciprocity. Okay, so that's very simple conversations like, hey, this is what I've been doing, this is where I'm at, this is what I want. Are you able to meet me halfway? No connection is successful or abundant when we are both 50-50. We both must be 100%. And to be met halfway in equal reciprocity of tangible value. I feel like I'm picking up on a Pisces that perhaps senses something of value within a connection. However, I keep hearing love language. The individual, and this might even be a long-standing connection, okay? The individual does not speak your love language. So in order to feel like we are being mirrored and that there is equal reciprocity, we need to be on the same page when it comes to what love is in tangible form. How do you want to be loved, Pisces? Do you need words of affirmation to be told that you are appreciated, that I've got a hair on my lip? Do you want evidence of such in tangible form? Do you want acts of service? Do you need close proximity all the time to know that you are loved? I feel like I'm talking to a certain Pisces that does not feel that they are on the same page with someone within a connection. I feel like it's a long-standing connection. Because you're healing something here. There's 2 4s. 44 is the master healer. Wow. It's the 4th of April. I'm going to do a Facebook page on the conjunction energies that we are in at the moment. 44 Pisces. Go to the depths of your healing experience in order to truly connect in to the subconscious beliefs and ultimately which are the conscious blocks of abundance. If you are not feeling abundant in your connection, in your life, in your perception of your current reality, why not? Oh God, I don't even know the answer to that. I know that I'm meant to be pulling that up here in a reading. Maybe it'll come. But you are the ocean. That's quite deep. That's a lot of uncharted territory in order to truly grasp, like how much were you influenced by society, your family, your fears when it comes to abundance, when it comes to being met halfway. There's some master healing going on here when it comes to something you will not let go in the realms You know, the Four of Wands is being able to feel like we are coming home to something of resonance, a connection, a place. It is, when we come home, it is in our deeper connections, our most important connections, that are meant to feel like peace. This is the place we go to when we retreat from the harsh truths and the reality of the world out there. When we venture out and see how we'll go, hanging on to everything we've got and going out there trying to make a buck or to prove that we can achieve something tangible and bring back home. When I come home, Pisces, you better believe it needs to feel like peace. It needs to feel like it's nurturing me. You know, I'm picking up on a particular Pisces that perhaps succumbs to the depths of their emotions. And you can't go further still to really explore this because you are refusing to let go of what is keeping you afloat. So we can't actually deep dive when we're attached to some sort of buoyancy device, okay? So a float here, whatever. It's actually not heavy is what I keep seeing. Because if it was heavy, it would help you deep dive. It would take you down. It would actually lead the way. There's some healing here. There's master healing happening for a Pisces out there when it comes to you holding on to a belief that ultimately you feel has to keep you afloat. But you are the ocean, Pisces. You are the ocean, and there is deep healing in truly exploring that realm, the realm of the subconscious, how we are influenced, how we are shaped, how we are even hypnotherapy, okay? So I'm going off on a tangent. I feel like I'm picking up on a particular Pisces out there. But I hope that story makes sense. There is something you are hanging on to for dear life. And it might be the idea of what a connection is, and we just do this because it's how it's done, and it might be because that's just what I was taught, what I was believed about what relationships and marriage is. Home has always been a battleground, you know, like I feel like I'm telling a story about a Pisces that is starting to really awaken to the depths of ultimately what influences them when it comes to home and hearth, because this is an awakening. This is the 1111 card, Pisces. You are awakening to a need for some mastery of your healing journey here. 44 is the master healer. And today is the 4th of April. Because there's some confliction here about feeling optimistic about that it can never change. That is, it is what it is. And when it comes to connection and love, you know, Pisces, you are the ocean. We only know the truth of 5% of it. You are the one that can navigate us to the depths. Take us to the depths of our emotions. Take yourself to the depths of your emotions to truly master the emotional healing here that is actually inviting you towards abundance. If I told you that at the bottom of the ocean is some long lost treasure, and you actually have the capacity to deep dive and not worry about being able to breathe underwater, would you do it? This is such a random, specific story. I feel like I'm connecting into a Pisces that is feeling vulnerable at this time because they are not feeling secure. They are linking financial security to success. They are redefining their connections to a key relationship is another story. It might be the same story, Pisces. Because there are questions here about reciprocity. You feel like you've taken a step back in life because in the past was the 7 of coins, which is about a review, and in the future is the Six of Coins. I'm inviting you to take a step back. Take a step back. And you know what? That step back might be just a couple of weeks ago. That step back might be a year ago, to some plans that ultimately, or beliefs, ideas, realizations that I feel like you've been battling or pushed away. It is not here. There's a realization that you are balancing. Okay, look at him. He's got scales. He's got scales. What are you willing to give here when it comes to mastering your healing journey and awakening to a whole new way of looking at abundance? A whole new way of looking at success. Success in love, relationships, equality, equality in exchange, reciprocity. Because I think for a while you've been juggling something. You've been juggling a need with a want. You've been juggling a dream with the reality that sits in front of you. A desire that ultimately emotionally fulfills you, that ignites the fire, that you can actually talk about being emotionally fulfilled. I feel like I'm connecting to a Pisces that hasn't felt emotionally fulfilled, genuinely. Because, like I said, all thought and prayer is great and all, and I can wish for abundance and pray for abundance. But if we do not recognize the abundance that we already are and have, we're ultimately keeping ourselves disconnected from the energy of abundance. And that is the key to manifestation. It is about remaining connected into the genuine cords that bind us to that belief. If I'm talking to a Pisces in the realms of love here, what you are weighing up is whether you actually want to pursue this situation that you're currently in when it comes to love. It might be a new one. I feel like I'm primarily speaking to a Pisces within a long-standing connection, because you want something long-standing. Okay, but there could potentially also be a Pisces out there that is weighing up whether a new connection is something that you want to pursue and see as long-standing. You've got to go to the depths first about your motivations, beliefs, ideals, what you were taught. What are you healing? What do you have to gain mastery over in the realms of what makes you feel abundant? I feel like I'm speaking to Pisces that this also feels similar to the Sagittarius reading, or was it the Capricorn reading? Capricorn. King of Pentacles. This is about long-standing, this is stability. Yes, it rules the coin realm, okay, the realms of finances. However, the King of Pentacles embodies strong foundation. Like, this is who you want to marry. Simply because of the energy essence that that person, male or female, permeates. What you are chasing is something solid that you can build four walls around, that you know is going to be consistent. I'm talking to a Pisces that feels like a connection is not consistent, and what you're looking for is consistency of someone that can meet your emotional fulfillment, your dreams, your goals, your visions of what abundance is and what you want to achieve for yourself, Pisces. There's an imbalance here that needs to be addressed in order to be truly mirrored. It's about reciprocity. But you haven't, I feel like I'm speaking to a Pisces that is living an experience that you haven't yet ventured to the depths of in order to truly master the healing that needs to happen here. Okay? You're wanting to feel optimistic, okay, but I think what you want tangibly is not quite here. when it comes to abundance and feeling abundant about your circumstances. If this is about financial loss, losing a job, losing a financial opportunity, a very sudden quick pause on a business opportunity, I get it. I can see there's a lot of coins on the table here. And the invitation is to focus on how you are abundant in other areas, Pisces, because that is ultimately what activates that energy flow again. Do you have your family? Do you have your health? Do you have each other? Because there are some people out there that don't have that. And all the money in the world can never buy that emotional satisfaction. There is loss, yes. You are needing to let go of a loss, an old chapter, an old dream, an old goal, a connection that is perhaps still influencing a current connection. And even connections that stem in childhood, okay? How connection was modeled to us. But this is primarily, I'm feeling financial loss, okay? Because there are Pisces out there that are feeling stuck financially, naturally so, but you are going to get some good news around money soon. Within the week, you will get communications around finances that are ultimately going to help you feel like you can start to make some steady progress when it comes to, okay, so this is how we're going to look financially for the next week or two or month, all right? So clarity. If you're feeling unclear, if you're feeling conflicted, Pisces, about where you stand with your opportunities and what's out there for you to help you meet your security needs when it comes to your current circumstances, you will be getting clarity soon, all right? There's a call to invite you back into the past, and like I was saying earlier when I was picking up on, it was almost like there was something here where you almost activated some deeper healing, deeper awareness and understanding of yourself, but then thwarted it, you pushed it down. So that Pisces, you know, you are now in a time to really revisit. This is the past. The Six of Cups represents someone from the past, an experience from the past, a past life, okay? I feel like there are deep threads to the past here in relation to your relationship with abundance, in relation to what was modeled to you, in relation to what you think marriage should be and coming home and what emotional fulfillment truly is. What was and wasn't shown to you, given to you in the past. There's a memory here that's wanting to surface. Look at this, Pisces. Okay. The High Priestess. This is you. When we work with the emotional body, okay, it can be, okay, so let's think of the water signs. Scorpio rules the death card, okay, which is the Phoenix. Getting to those primal feelings of grief in order to truly understand the power of emotions when it comes to nurture, healing, anger, whatever the case may be. Pisces and Cancer are governed by the High Priestess, okay? In the sense, this feminine essence is all about being able to master the depths just like Scorpio can, okay, but ultimately about blending that in with the light in order to rise. There's an invitation here, Pisces, for you to deep dive without that floating aid. Get to the depths of some deeper subconscious beliefs around abundance and why you are accepting anything less. Apply that to everything. Love, home, success, your achievements, your creative achievements. There's a gift here to really see yourself from a higher view. As you walk into the age of Aquarius and let go of the old ways of viewing how things should be, need to be, is when you are gifted with the merging of the shadow and light within you. This is a deep reading. What is with the readings this week? I just wanted to do zodiac readings and everyone's going through an awakening, but we knew this time was coming, Pisces, and we each go through our own ascension in our own individual ways. And it's not just one awakening or one dark night of the soul. It is a journey. We are always stripping back the layers of ourselves. And in the deep diving, we have yet another opportunity to see the next multidimensional element of ourselves in this form. Deep, right? It's important at this time, Pisces, if you are not feeling optimistic, to really connect into your solar plexus and do some healing around power versus empowerment. If it helps, go and watch. Who was that? Capricorn. The Capricorn reading. You might even have Capricorn placements within your chart. You might be connected to a Capricorn. There's a very big difference between power versus empowerment. There's an opportunity for you this week to really connect into the energy of abundance. I was going to say manifestation, but it is about manifesting this whole new world, Pisces, and your relationship to abundance and feeling abundant when it comes to your emotions, your gift of sight and deeper knowing that you can share with the world. To bravely step into this is ultimately to know it. We cannot be the master healer until we've explored it and healed it when it comes to us. In order to gain mastery of our true self, of our true integrated self, we must then bring those two together. Life is not all just light and fluffy and dreaming about what can be. And our dreams are beautiful, don't get me wrong. But we must be brave enough to get to the depths that ultimately make us feel conflicted or feel like we need to address in a certain way. There's spiritual healing here and inspiration. This is the age of Aquarius. There is nourishment in the waters of that ocean you're wanting to dive in, okay? Guided by your dreams and the cosmos, yes. Your spirituality, your relationship to your higher self, whatever the case may be. We must have 1 foot in and 1 foot out in order to truly master that integration. It is not just about the light, okay? It is not just about the dark. Same too, it is not just about the emotions, the waters that ultimately nurture us. It is about keeping 1 foot on earth and being realistic in order to truly connect into abundance. What else can I see there? These readings have been long. I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. Conversations and words of love. Children might be involved. Definitely a couple of kids here. Marriage. Balancing. Spiritual nourishment. This is the invitation for you this week in order to get to that treasure at the bottom of the ocean, knowing that you can breathe and swim and make it there. Are you going to journey, Pisces? And what are you willing to let go in order to receive this? This is a gift to awakening. This is an invitation to experience the gifts of awakening, which ultimately help us redefine abundance until we realize at our very core we already are. Okay? Hope this resonated. See you next week.